Добър ден, дами и господа! Добре дошли в поредния епизод на подкаста Йерусалим. Днес имаме честта да разговаряме в новото ни студио с висок гост, който в момента представлява държавата Израел в България в един от най-напрегнатите периоди в съвременната история на Близкия изток. Пред вас е Негово Превъзходителство, посланикът на държавата Израел в Република България, Йоси Леви Сфари. С богат дипломатически опит и сериозна професионална кариера зад гърба си, той е човекът, който ежедневно работи за действието, за развитието на двустранните отношения и представя израелската позиция в сложната международна обстановка. Днес ще говорим за пътят му от Израел до дипломацията, за преживяванията му на различни постове по света, за българо-израелските отношения, за историята на спасяването на българските евреи, за предизвикателствата след 7 октомври и за бъдещето на региона. Аз съм Зуиха Шмунай. Добре дошли в Йерусалим, подкастът направен от злато и мечти. Your Excellency, thank you very much for accepting our invitation.
Thank you for the invitation and good luck with the new podcast.
Thank you very much. So let's start from the very beginning. You grew up in Rehovot in the 70s and 80s. What was your childhood like there? Do you have any vivid memories of the collective mood in Israel following the Yom Kippur War in 73 or the Lebanon War in 82?
Well, I was a child on 73. I was 1 year old, so it's too early to remember something. But what is true is that we moved to a new building. My parents bought a new apartment, and when I was born on 72, and then on 73, when the war started, we spent a lot of time in the shelter of this building. And years later, this shelter became a playground for the children of the building. It was never really used again for more than 50 years. And we just used to play there. And this is something that I really remember, how all the children of the same neighborhood, the same building, we used to gather there. And unfortunately, this same shelter, we had to underground shelter. We had to renovate it just now when the war with Iran started, and after the attacks of the missiles of Iran that forced the people living there to get down to this shelter again. And this is very sad when you think of it, that after 50 years, the same place that for many years used to be a playground for children became again a protective refuge area for the inhabitants of the building. So, but this is just an anecdote. What I can say is that Rehovot is a fantastic city to live in. Because Rehovot has one of the best, maybe the best university of Israel, that ranked among the 80 best universities in the world, the Weizmann Institute for Science. And because of that, a lot of the education in Rehovot is very good. The high schools in Rehovot are very good, and the population is very high level. So we really had a fantastic childhood in this city, and after I grew up, I moved to Jerusalem, and 20 years after, I decided to go back to Rehovot, to live in Rehovot.
Nice, thank you. And before entering diplomacy, you worked as a lawyer specializing in family law and in cases involving minors. What made you leave private practice and join the Ministry of Foreign Affairs? Was there like a specific moment that you said to yourself, I want to do something bigger and contribute to the greater good?
I'm not sure that was exactly the reason. When I was a student, I used to work with juvenile delinquents. And I felt fantastic when I found what kind of contribution you can make to these young people. And to take them out of drugs, of the criminal world, etc. And then I became a lawyer for the same type of children. And for almost 10 years, I used to protect them in court, defend them in court, to be their lawyer, to give them a voice and to express their wishes, and to make sure that they are very protected. I think that what I felt is that when I started my career as a lawyer, I was young. I was 25, 26 years old, very close to their age. And after 10 years, I started to feel like a father to them because they always stay the same. I mean, when you deal with juveniles, they stay the same, but you are getting older. And then I thought that maybe I should start dealing with other issues because maybe there will be gaps of understanding. And only by a coincidence, I decided to take the exams to become a diplomat. And I took the exams. I wasn't sure really that this is what I want to do. And when I was accepted to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, I decided to do it because I really believed that this is an opportunity to contribute to my country, to contribute to my society. And I'm very happy for this decision.
Do you miss your former job?
From time to time, yes.
Yes.
But I really have a lot of satisfaction from my actual work. I think that it is very much connected to the fact that in every place you meet great people and you make a lot of friends all over the world. And this is something very unique.
And your first big posting was in Uruguay.
Yeah.
What was it like being sent to the other side of the world as a young diplomat? What was your hardest or strangest moment that made you think, so this is what a diplomat's life really looks like?
First of all, I always liked Latin America and its culture, and my spouse is from Argentina originally, so the Spanish language was always around us, and we really wanted to be posted to South America. I think that for me, Uruguay, listen, it was funny. When I took the exam to become a diplomat, one of the questions was, what is Montevideo? And I had no idea. I didn't have no idea. I don't remember even what I chose. And 6 months later, I became the consul of Israel in Montevideo, in the capital of Uruguay. So this is how you expand your knowledge about other cultures, about other people, languages. I studied Spanish in Uruguay, and it was fantastic experience, really fantastic experience. In many aspects, our heart is still there. We were totally sad when we heard that Uruguay lost in the champion in the World Cup just lately. But it opened my mind to other way of thinking. You know, I remember one day that the boiler, the heater of water at my house was broken. And we called a person to fix it. And it was Monday. He said, listen, I can come on Thursday at 2:00. I said to myself, I mean, what is it, an appointment to a doctor? I mean, what do you mean? 3 days I will stay without hot water? I mean, told him from Monday to Thursday. And he said, I meant the following Thursday. And then I asked my assistant in the embassy, I mean, 2 days, 10 days, he wants me to stay without hot water. What's his problem just to come to earn some money to fix it? She said, listen, in Uruguay, you respect your leisure time. This is summer, he's going to the beach, he's going to have fun in the afternoon. He earns enough money, doesn't expect to be a billionaire or a millionaire. He just expects to have enough money to have food at home and to raise these children. And then you understand that your mentality, our mindset, running after, it's not fortune, but being better, to earn more, to have more, to buy more, etc. All this way of thinking that we are having in many places in Europe, in the United States, in Israel as well.
The burnout society. That's all.
Exactly.
Yes.
You learn that there is another way to live, and it is very calm and nice, and you don't run after anything, and you just spend more time with your children and with your friends, and have some fun with the football and in the beach, and you understand that maybe your way of thinking is the problematic one, because when at the beginning I thought that these are very old people. I mean, what do they think to themselves? I mean, I want to pay him and he doesn't want to come. Come on. And then I understood that this is my problem, not his problem. Maybe I have to change my lifestyle.
Did you learn Latin American dance?
No. No. When I was young, I used to dance Israeli dances, but that's it.
That's it. And
that's it.
As ambassador to Bulgaria since 2023, what did you know about the country before you arrived? Did you have any preconceptions or romantic ideas that turned out to be completely wrong or surprisingly accurate?
Neither of these two options that you gave. Listen, in 2018, I was the consul general in Istanbul.
Yes.
And then there was a diplomatic crisis between Israel and Turkey around the decision of the Americans to move their embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. And I was requested by my ministry to come back to Israel for a period of time, and then this time was extended because of the rift between the countries. And then at that time, it was May 2018. I think that in the period till the end of 18, I visited Bulgaria 7 times.
For vacation?
For vacation. Not only, look, before I left Turkey, I had an opportunity to travel to Sofia to visit my friend Irit Lilian, who was ambassador here.
Yes.
And we fell in love with the country. We liked it so much. And then when we had to leave Istanbul months later, we decided to do it again from Bulgaria, and we traveled to visit our friends. And then I went back to Israel, and for several months I came either for work or for vacation. I took my kids and came here. I think there was something like 7 times. And I really liked it. I felt good. I felt at home, and I could understand why Israelis feel at home in Bulgaria. There is something in the atmosphere of this country, in the food, in the culture, in the way, I don't know what, that gives us Israelis a feeling, a very welcoming feeling here. And you see it also with a number of tourists, Israeli tourists who are coming here. Huge numbers. You see the connection. I remember last year I received from a journalist that was in the airport in Sofia. He took a picture of the screen of the flights from Sofia to Tel Aviv, and there were 7 flights on the screen. And he sent it to me. He said, "Ambassador, amazing, 7 flights a day from Sofia to Tel Aviv." I said, "No, my dear, you skip it. Now it's 11 o'clock. Already there were 1 or 2 flights before you came to the airport. Actually, there were 8 flights or 9 flights at the same day." And I was asking myself, which other country is connected in that way to Sofia. And I don't think that there is. I'm not sure, but I have a feeling that there are not many destinations that you have several flights a day, like you have to Tel Aviv. And this is only Sofia. We have flights from Burgas, we have flights from Varna, some time also from Plovdiv.
Probably there's like something divine in this, in our common history between Bulgarians and Jews. There's something that is not mere coincidence. It's just...
You know, this is an interesting point that you're mentioning.
Yes.
The story of salvation of the Jewish community in Bulgaria, when I was a kid, wasn't taught even in the schools in Israel. And let's go back to that era. We speak at the time of the Iron Curtain.
Yes.
We didn't know much about Bulgaria. I barely knew that Bulgaria is a place on the map. No internet, no exchange of information. No one wanted to praise Bulgaria. Bulgaria was part of the communist area, and we had no diplomatic relations with it. But I think in a way that also Bulgaria at that time didn't tell much of this story. Because when you speak about it and you are in the communist time, what will you say? That the fascist regime was good, that the king was good, that after all the communists came to replace them.
Yes.
What will you say? And we speak about time that Bulgaria was an ally of Germany. So how can you explain it? So there wasn't a lot of information about this story. Even the Jews that lived in Israel, they didn't know exactly what happened. Most of them, by the way, even lately I heard some stories that we know that they are not true, that they are legends.
Even the people that immigrated in 1948.
I met, my aunt came to visit me lately, and my aunt was married to a Bulgarian Jew. Married, she's not. And she told me that her mother-in-law, who was Bulgarian, that lived at that time in Plovdiv, used to tell her that the Jews were requested, not forced, but requested, to have the yellow star because the Bulgarian wanted to mark them that people will know that they are protected. And of course it's not true. Of course the reason is not to mark them, to protect them. Okay, this is of course a very naive way to. And my aunt is 80, and I told her, Auntie, but listen, doesn't sound reasonable to you. She said, listen, I don't know reasonable. I know that this is what my mother-in-law used to tell me. I'm not Bulgarian. This is what she told me about her life in Bulgaria.
So she truly believes that.
She truly believed it.
Yes.
She was very stubborn that yes, and this is what she said, and then you ask yourself why. I believe that this is what she heard from the mother-in-law. And you ask yourself why. I think that the Jews that emigrated to Israel, they kept very warm memories towards Bulgaria. They still keep. And they described in some cases, like we tend to do, in more bright colors, a time that was complicated, that the outcome is amazing historically, but nevertheless, the time of the Second World War was complicated period of the history, even in Bulgaria, for the Jewish community.
Yes.
2 days ago, last week I was in Houston Deal. It was I think the birthday of Dimitar Peshev. And when you think of what the people of Houston Deal did, and what kind of influence they had on the process that in the end led to the salvation of the Jews in Bulgaria, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's not a simple thing. We know that people don't tend to fight even against evil. First of all, they protect themselves, they protect their own families. They don't rush to protect others, even their own neighbors. And in many other countries in Europe, they didn't. They just didn't. And here they did. And this is something very, very unique. So I'm not sure, if you come back again, I'm not sure that still there is a common knowledge among Israelis about the story of the salvation. It's not that rooted like it is rooted among the people in Bulgaria. Yes. And yet there is a very warm feelings towards Bulgaria and Bulgarians in Israel.
This history of saving the Jews in 1943 in Bulgaria, does it make you feel different compared to other places you served?
Look, I haven't served in areas in which there was a real extermination of the Jewish communities. But I can tell you something. I remember when I just came here, the synagogue in Plovdiv, the new restored building, was inaugurated. And there was an event there of the inauguration with President Radev at that time and all the leaders of the community and the church, etc. And I was thinking to myself, what a privilege it is for me as an ambassador that in many other places in Europe, synagogues were used to gather the Jews and to burn them alive. Yes. And here the synagogue was kept and had to be restored because the Jews decided to leave and to immigrate to Israel.
And it's next to a mosque and a church, which is
exactly, this is another symbolic thing. But when your mind takes it into consideration, it's an amazing feeling. I'm very grateful for the opportunity to serve in this country.
And since October 7, 2023, we see that there's a disturbing rise in antisemitism around the world, especially in academia. Misinformation in many ways has become knowledge. Hate is disguised as love. One-sidedness as tolerance. And aggressive conspiracy theories involving Jews are becoming a trend on social media. What is your take on this? Is this phenomenon artificial or manipulated? Is there truly such deep fragmentation in society?
Both. It is manipulated. Definitely, it is manipulated. There is an ongoing campaign against Israel, and this campaign is not necessarily against Israel itself. Its goal is not necessarily Israel. Israel is a tool. Why Israel is a tool? Because Israel became more and more symbol of division between in fraction within the society. This is, by the way, it's not new. When you see demonstrations in Paris in the 60s and in the 70s, they look very much alike the demonstrations that you see today when you speak about demonstrations dealing with pro-Palestinian, etc. Almost the same why is that? There is a lot of the campaign is financed. The campaign is financed by countries like Qatar, China, Iran, probably Russia as well. It is well financed and well organized. The social media is controlled by a huge number of bots, artificial users, which pretend to be real users. You could see it in Bulgaria, for example, when the war between Israel and the United States and Iran started. Yes. Immediately after, there was a huge wave of pro-Iranian, allegedly Bulgarians users or Bulgarian-speaking users supporting Iran, etc. When you check them one by one, you see that they are artificial. You can easily understand that they are not real people.
But how is it possible to maintain such a large amount of fake profiles?
It's a matter of investment. If you invest enough money in it, yes, you can do that.
You can do it.
You just open a lot of users and you recruit staff of 100 people that each one of them has a responsibility for I don't know how many hundreds of users to maintain, and you do it. And with the AI and the technology of today, you can do that.
When you speak about the academia and the university, why suddenly young people are so sympathetic to the Palestinian cause?
So about the academia, it's a bit different issue.
Yes.
There are enough studies that made lately showing the huge amount of money that was invested by Qatar in the American universities, for example. Part of the reason, also by the way, in other universities. Now, if you invest in good universities in the United States, you will get some professors that later on will teach in Paris, in London, or in Sofia. And if they were grown to be anti-Israeli, based on Marxist philosophy, etc., areas that gives the feeling that they are fighting for a just cause, then you will have activists in other universities all over the world. And you don't need a lot of people. You need them to be very noisy and very violent. And I will give you an example. When you look at the encampment that were in the American universities, was it genuinely, were they students really that supported and took part of it? Yes. The majority of the participation, I don't know. Some of them we know that they weren't students. But the question is, did they represent the entire university? And the answer is no. After all, we speak about few hundreds in universities of tens of thousands.
Exactly.
And by the way, in every university you will see the same. Now, if they manage, or if let's say it differently, if a pro-Palestinian comes to a university to give a lecture, probably you won't see pro-Israelis standing and stopping him from speaking. You won't see them breaking windows. You won't see them using sprays to destroy buildings or statues or etc. You won't see them hanging the flag of Israel all over the place or the city or the university as if this is Israel. Okay? But you will see this kind of acts among the pro-Palestinians. Why do they get the feeling that they have the right to do that? This is something for us to discuss. And this is the Western world, the democratic world, allows it, and this is the result. Now, the end game is that pro-Israelis almost cannot speak today in universities, not because there is no crowd to come to hear them, but because this crowd cannot come. This crowd will find himself in a battlefield. They want to hear a lecture. They didn't want to participate in a battlefield. Of course, they don't want that they will be called as supporters of genocide or whatever. They just want to hear a lecture. They just want to hear another opinion. And then they give you the feeling that they are the majority. They are not. They are just noisy and violent.
Probably they receive some kind of pleasure of it. Like intimate pleasure from it.
I think that it's not a matter of pleasure. In some cases, they really believe that they are fighting for a just cause. I mean, in some cases, this is the reason. In some cases, they are brainwashed. I want to believe that they are not paid for that, but I won't be surprised if this is also the case. But definitely in some cases this is also the case.
And I wanted to ask you one question for the public. In my universities, I will not say any names, I'm blamed by a couple of people that I work for the Israeli government and I'm an agent of Mossad. And I wanted to ask you, am I an agent of Mossad? And if I was recruited, when did it happen? In my sleep? Did he put something in my falafel? Or when I was making love to my girlfriend? When did it happen? Because I don't have any memories.
But this is the same type of the traditional antisemitism. What is the traditional antisemitism? The traditional antisemitism, when you look, for example, at the Protocols of the Elderly of Zion. The Protocol of the Elderly of Zion is a book that was written by the Russians, which is totally fake. And the book is describing the Jews are the ones who are controlling the world, leading everything, can manipulate everyone, and actually managing every government and society. And you see this kind of antisemitism when you are being blamed for being an agent of Mossad, or when Netanyahu is being blamed for being able to drag the American president, which is one thing you cannot say about him, that he cannot express his own positions and the willingness to do or not to do things. The same Netanyahu that was forced by President Trump to reach the agreement in Gaza, the same Netanyahu that is under the wheels of the bus. This is the same person that could drag the American president. And everything can fit when you use antisemitism. So now you are an agent of Mossad. This is funny, but since we know that those who are saying it are professionals in philosophy, I can understand why they have no connection to reality. But yes, this is funny. By the way, I was also blamed that I pushed you to take some actions. The first time I was exposed to your existence was when you published something on your Facebook account, and I asked, who is this young guy? I never met him before. And then, of course, we met. But, okay, I mean, this is another way.
Probably they've watched Men in Black, and they think that there's like some kind of device that, like a 5G device that I received signals. I don't know.
Whatever.
I don't care about them. So, yes. So, but I wanted to ask you, because everybody says like Bulgaria has a lot of things to learn from Israel, but nobody asks the question, what can Israel learn from Bulgaria? And what are the similarities between Bulgarians and Jews that could contribute to greater economic and cultural exchange?
I have to tell you something that I really adore in Bulgaria. And this is the connection to the ground. and this is very beautiful thing. When I came to Bulgaria, it was summer, and then my secretary brought some apples to the embassy. I said, "What are these apples?" She said, "For my tree." And then another member of the embassy brought wine to the staff, and he said, "This is for my grapes." And another one brought honey, and another one brought sherry. And then you are exposed to the fact that Bulgarians are really connected to the ground, to this kind of domestic agriculture. And this is something that is extremely unique. In my country, the housing is so expensive that in marginal areas you can barely buy an apartment of one bedroom, that in the same money you can buy a villa in one of the villages in Bulgaria. So this is, again, when you see the different lifestyle, how much time you dedicate to this kind of things. This is beautiful, and I think that we have to learn from Bulgarians to take things a bit slowly. But yes, we have a lot of challenges because of our also security challenges. So we have to rush to develop, etc. And sometimes it's good to calm down. But yes, I understand why Israelis enjoy a lot to come here.
Yes, and there are many Bulgarians that enjoy to go to Israel, so
yeah, and that's as
they
well.
like it.
Yes, definitely.
And I wanted to ask you, what is the reality of Iranian-Israeli relationship today? Can we separate the political from the personal intertwined history? Is the myth of Cyrus the Great dead?
Look, you have to understand the difference between Iranians and the Iranian regime. Yes. The Iranian regime is a radical Islamic fanatic genocidal regime. And it is genocidal because it says it openly. His aim is to destroy the existence of the state of Israel. You cannot destroy the existence of a state with 9 million people without destroying its people. So simple as that. Genocide. This is his aim. This is his goal. This is what is why he's developing nuclear weapon. He says it. He doesn't even hide it. But at the same time, this regime is oppressing his own people, oppressing women, executing gays, and doesn't allow any basic freedom of human rights. We just saw it when they killed tens of thousands, some say 40,000, 50,000, but tens of thousands of people not in a war that demonstrated for their freedom in 2 days.
And there are many, when we see like the dissidents that flee the regime from Iran, we see that there are many people that they wave the old Persian flag along with the Israeli flag.
Yes, because in the end, the relations between the Israelis or the Jews and the Iranian people were good for many years. We had an embassy in Tehran. We had direct flights to Tehran. Just imagine what kind of Middle East it would have been if instead of fight between Israel and Iran, these two countries would have cooperated in science, in development, in culture, in tourism. Can you imagine what a positive influence it would have given what kind of state we had in Lebanon. A state that actually today says we had enough of this occupation of the Iranian regime. We don't want you here anymore. They expelled the ambassador of Iran and he decided to stay. It's unacceptable in diplomatic relations. Okay? So imagine of Lebanon. Imagine the Palestinians without the ability to develop an organization, terrorist genocidal organization like Hamas, that is following Iran's steps and finance. Imagine Syria without a civil war that was very much manipulated by Hezbollah and supported by, while Assad was supported by Iran. Imagine the stability in the Gulf. Imagine the ability to have economic development in a way that the oil of Iran was flowing, and then the prices would have gone down. Imagine what kind of world we could have had if we didn't have these lunatics in the head of Iran.
Probably it will happen in the future. We never know.
It will happen.
Yes.
It will happen. It's a question of time because we know that people are fighting always for their freedom. So it might take another year, another 10 years, or another 100 years, but it will happen. It will happen. The question is whether we can help it happen or not, or give the perspective for the people of Iran to take control of their own destiny. I hope that they will, and I think that we have, not Israel, but the entire world, we have responsibility to deal with it. It cannot be that international organizations will be headed by the Iranian regime. This is ridiculous. I mean, in the Council of Human Rights, Iran, Iran should have been expelled from this council time ago. So I hope that in the future we'll see a positive development in Iran, but we cannot predict when it will come.
And what is your take on the Abraham Accords? Which Arab countries do you believe have the potential to become future allies and partners of Israel, but not only economically, culturally as well, without major surprises?
Look, Israel is a country that 20% of its own populations are Arabs. The Arab culture is very much part of our culture. It's not foreign culture for us. It's part of our daily life. And when you look at most of the Arab countries, there is no real reason for a conflict. There is no reason for a conflict between Israel and Lebanon, for example. And this is why a framework agreement was signed between Israel, Lebanon, and the United States just a few days ago that put a goal to reach peaceful relations between two sovereign states. For that reason, Lebanon should be able to take back the control over power of weapon and to make sure that they implement their own sovereignty all over the territory of Lebanon. Israel has no demands, no territorial aspirations in Lebanon. The only reason we are there is to fight Hezbollah and other terrorist organizations and to protect our own civilians. Actually, this is something that the Lebanese government should have done. But Lebanon is one of these countries that definitely could have lived in peace with Israel. But many other countries as well, Arab countries. What kind of a dispute we have with Oman, with Kuwait, with Saudi? We don't have. So it's up to them to decide when, but our doors are open. will be happy to have relations with all these countries.
And Your Excellency, you're an openly gay diplomat, happily married to your husband, and the two of you are the first same-sex couple that Israel has ever sent to such a post. Which for me as a
Such a post you mean to Sofia?
To Sofia, yes. And for me as a young person, this is a huge accomplishment because this is how things should be in our country as well. And at the same time, we see the so-called movement, not chickens for KFC, was Queers for Palestine, sorry. Yes, people marching with rainbow flags, chanting in support of a cause that in many ways is hostile to LGBT people. How do you explain this to yourself? Why do these people support the Palestinian cause so much when actually the reality on the ground is very much different?
Supporting the Palestinian cause is not a sin.
Yes.
Even in my own country, there are people who are supporting what you call the Palestinian cause.
Yes.
This is not a sin. A sin is to delegitimize Israel while you are fighting for another cause which is noble and important, which is your own rights. And by that you waste time, energy, and money on other fights that you are not responsible for. And you think that by doing it, you are supporting anyone. You are becoming a joke. Why you are becoming a joke? Because we know, and if you don't know that, I will tell you, that gay Palestinians are running to Israel to find shelter. Because otherwise they would have been executed in their own families. They cannot live freely. Pride cannot be held in Ramallah. And in the end, they find themselves in a situation that they are refugees in Israel. In Israel or in other countries as well, outside of Israel. So at least if you are fighting for the gay rights, please fight for the rights of the gays, of the Palestinian gays. At least this. Try to be honest when you make this fight. Now, apart from that, this is, I have to tell you, this is very disappointing. And it is disappointing because Israel is a traditional society.
Yes.
If more than 20% of our populations are Arabs, and I don't know what is the percentage of the religious people in Israel among the Jews, this is a traditional society. Nevertheless, Israel recognizes the ability of gay people to register as married. They cannot hold a ceremony in Israel because in Israel marriage can be held only a religious way. This is a tradition from the times of the Ottomans and the British government and still hasn't been changed. But if they are married according to any other legal system, even by Zoom, that can be done in Utah, in the United States, Israel will recognize them and register them. Gay Israelis can have surrogacy, and they can have their own children. Actually, we have almost every other rights that heterosexuals couples have.
Almost.
Yeah, because marriage is something that we cannot hold. But apart from that, I think that there is nothing that's still left to fix. In many European countries, you don't have this situation. In many European countries. I don't speak about Palestinians. I speak about Europe.
Where did you got married? In which country?
In New York.
In New York.
In New York. But we got married only a few years ago, so we were recognized by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs as if we were married already 20 years ago. in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, there is no meaning at all to the fact that you're a same-sex couple or
I don't think that this is possible in Bulgaria. Not
I
yet.
have no idea.
Yes.
I have no idea, but one thing I can tell you is that I'm not sure that it is possible in all European countries. That's for sure.
Yes.
I don't know specifically about Bulgaria. We are trying to support gay activists in every place they need us.
Yes.
To give them some of our experience, to invite them to participate in the Pride in Israel. You know, at the same day that they held here the Pride, there was a big event in Tel Aviv.
Yes.
This year it was fairly small. I think there were something like 120,000-30,000 people. In good years, it reaches numbers of 200,000 people in the streets.
A lot. It's a lot. It's 200,000.
It's a lot. A lot of them are coming from abroad. This is a real festival.
A lot of people say that it's actually like a national holiday.
In a way.
In a way, yeah.
In a way. It is led by Israeli politicians, the mayor of Tel Aviv, and I think that a good example is the mayor of Tel Aviv himself. That is the mayor of Tel Aviv, I know, for 2 decades. And when the Pride started in Tel Aviv, when he just started to be a mayor, he was very much against it. And today he is leading. So this is a change in the society that I wish many other countries to have. And when they spend their time and effort to the Palestinian cause, but not even to the cause of the Palestinian gays, I find it ridiculous. And I'm very sorry for that.
And Your Excellency, I'm going to ask you last 3 questions. I wanted to ask you, Russia has openly supported Iran in many cases, but at the same time, its comments on Israel are relatively restrained and reserved. What is the reason behind this paradox?
The relations that we are having with Russia are very, I wouldn't say complicated, but at least they have different cycles. Remember that we have a very big population that immigrated from Russia. We have Jewish community in Russia. We have long history with this country, and we have mutual respect, and we have to bear in mind the importance of this country and its influence. And we are not happy with everything that Russia is doing. We are not supporting Russia's activity. We support Ukraine. We are very clear about it. Nevertheless, we maintain these relations with this country, which is, for us, it's important. In the discussion that is very much alive here in this country of who is pro-Russian or anti-Russian, this is a discussion that is very not very connected to us.
Yes.
And it's not connected because Russia was always, first of all, it was beyond the Iron Curtain. We didn't have diplomatic relations many years with Russia. And we are part of the Western group, the democratic world, I think since Israel was established. We haven't changed it. So this is a principle that we know to which family we belong. The fact that this family is sometimes not nice to us, etc., this is something else. But this is a family. I mean, yes. Sometimes brothers are fighting. So we are not in this game, but states have different interests, and you have to take them into consideration.
And let's speak a little bit about Eurovision and better. And I heard a story about the flags and the general atmosphere during the contest. Could you please share it with the Bulgarian public?
Look, the Eurovision is something that I really like, and I have to tell you that during the last Eurovision, our wish was that Bulgaria wins and Israel will be second. And if you ask me as an Israeli ambassador why Israel should be second, I would have tell you very simple reason. The last thing that we need is to organize Eurovision now in Israel. And if, and as an Israeli ambassador of Bulgaria, if we don't win, we want Bulgaria to win. So it couldn't be better than to have Dara and Noam in a split screen, one next to each other. And I have to tell you that while we were watching, both me and my spouse, we were praying that Bulgaria wins. And I'm happy that this is the result. But yes, the Eurovision became a battlefield for Israel in the last 3 years. Just yesterday, I saw an interview about this specific issue, the boycott and the hostility. I mean, think of it. It's a music contest. I mean, we bring music. We are trying to unite. I mean, this is the slogan of this, of all these projects, united by music. We are not there to make politics.
Exactly.
And then a friend of mine that went to Vienna this year told me that when he came there, he understood that if you want to get into the hall with a flag, it must be a flag that was bought by official sellers of the Eurovision. Not necessarily for the sake of money, but because they wanted to make sure that these flags cannot be put on fire, which is understood. And he wanted to buy a flag. So he went to a few places, and all of them said that the Israeli flag is sold out. So he was thinking to himself that probably when they get into the hall will be full with Israeli flags because people bought them probably to use them. And actually it wasn't. And many of the fans of Israel didn't have flags in their hands. Now, whether there was a campaign of someone buying huge amount of Israeli flags to make sure that they won't be on sale and they will be sold out, or from the beginning they offered only a few numbers of flags.
Or probably he loved Israel so much that he bought everything.
Bought everything, but didn't use it in the. I don't know, but you see to what little details it can, what little details can be part of this competition. And I really hope, and I'm confident actually that when Bulgaria will organize it, it will be taken into consideration. Austria did everything to make it possible for Israel. They really invest a lot on this issue. But, always there is something that can skip from your thought.
And Dara openly supported Israel.
Dara openly supported Israel, and Israelis openly voted for her.
Yes.
And happily voted for her. And she got 12 points from the Israeli public opinion. There are very sad stories about the Eurovision. For example, Poland, the Jews of Poland, they gave 12 points to Israel. And at the same night, they were attacked by demonstrators, by in the social media, etc. Even the anchor that read the results, that she had nothing to do with it. She just received the results in an envelope, opened it, and said what are the points. Even she was criticized. And then you ask yourself, what is the meaning of if the juries can be manipulated in that way, to be threatened? If you public the names of the jury and you know that this kind of influence is being done, whether before or even after. We have to take it into consideration. Of course, I leave it to the expert to deal with it. They will know what to do. But I can share with you that one thing was sure. We were requested not to try to mobilize any support to the Israeli song this year. Something that was totally legal in the last years. The EBU decided that the states shouldn't make a campaign for the song. Fine. If these are the new regulations, we are not. And we didn't. And yet, Noam was, I think, the third this year. In the public voting. Yes. So it is impressive. We are very thankful for the support. And I'm sure that it is because they love the song, because the song was unique.
The song was beautiful. Yes.
The song was beautiful. It was unique. And
how many languages, I believe, in 4 or 5 languages?
No, he sang in French, in English, and Hebrew. 3 languages.
3 languages.
Yeah. By the way, also the previous song, I think there was of Yuval Rafael also. Yuval Rafael, if I remember well, even got the highest televoting. So yes, we have a lot what to expect next year.
I'm sure it will be very good.
I'm sure it will be good. I'm sure that Bulgaria will make a fantastic show. Yes. And I really happy for the Bulgarian people that they have the opportunity to host Eurovision. Israel had the opportunity to do it already 4 times. It's enough. It's the time of Bulgaria, and good that Bulgaria won, and we wish you success in the organization.
And I'll ask you one last question. Looking ahead, what kind of legacy do you want to live in Bulgaria? And if you have one single piece of advice to a young person who dreams of a diplomatic career, what would you say to him?
Legacy. I don't know if a legacy, but one thing that is very much important for us, especially what we spoke before, yes, that a minority can make a feeling as if they express the majority opinion, which they are not. And for that reason, we decided to develop, not me actually, it started by a few Bulgarians from the Jewish community, and now it is expanding. Develop this organization Negev, and you had Professor Alec Oscar here, which is doing a fantastic work to allow...
Amazing leader.
Amazing leader, and to allow really people to have a platform of discussion, of meetings, of being exposed to the Israeli narrative that is very much absent from the international media. The international media tend to publish everything when it comes to anti-Israeli information, but not so fast to do it in support of the Israeli narrative. and then people they don't have enough information. So this platform is mostly to allow people who support Israel to be exposed to the Israeli position and how we see things, the Israeli culture, etc., and to be active supporters of our country and supporters of the friendship between Bulgaria and Israel, which is an historical friendship. It's a friendship that started between Jews and non-Jews in Bulgaria, and it is translated today to the relations between our nations, and we should deepen it. We should develop it more. And this organization is being extended every day as we speak. More and more people are joining it, and they ask to be part of it. And I invite everyone who felt till now that he is lonely in his support to Israel, to see this place as his home. And so this is one thing. And another thing is the academic cooperation. For me, it's extremely important. Extremely important. I think that there is a lot to contribute each other in this area. I visited a lot of universities. I don't remember, but the pro-Palestinians made a list. So they have a list of all these universities that I visited. And I have to ask them to receive this list, to send it to Israel. I'm sure that my supervisors will be very happy to know. And we are trying to make connections with the Israeli Academy, which is very known as with its excellent level, and I'm sure that we can contribute to each other. And I hope to see Bulgarian students going to Israel, whether to study or to make any kind of Hebrew courses like we did last year, etc. I mean, whatever activity that can develop and deepen the relations between our countries. And the third aspect is technology and high-tech that we see as a very important areas in which Israel and Bulgaria can and should cooperate. There are Israeli high-tech companies who develop hubs also here, and they are extremely happy with the level of the engineering in Bulgaria, the technical abilities, etc. And I think that we can invest much more. There is no reason that Israel will have such a deep cooperation in the field of the defense industry with many countries in Europe, but not enough with Bulgaria. And I think that we can develop this area. And the last area, which is an important one, actually it's not the last, but we have to end sometimes this podcast. No?
Yes.
So the last that I will mention is the water sector.
Water sector.
So these are fields that we are working on, and if one of them will stay and will be developed after my end of mandate, I will be extremely happy.
And your piece to and your advice to young people?
Go to diplomacy.
Go to diplomacy.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. This is a fantastic career that gives you a lot of opportunities. A lot of opportunities. Go to diplomacy. Definitely.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for the interview and for everything. For me, it was a truly great honor on my second episode on this new podcast to host a person like you. So thank you again very much.
Thank you.
Благодаря ви, дами и господа, че ни слушахте. Това беше от нас. Абонирайте се за канала ни и очаквайте следващия ни епизод. Аз съм Зуиха Шмунай и това беше подкаста Йерусалим, направен от злато и мечти.